People don't understand. And they don't get it because they're comfortable. This is why I'm saying, even for the title of this video, the coronavirus, aka Covid-19, is a push for virtual reality to be mainstream in the future. Just about a month ago, I had an interview, right? First time I've heard in a while that there are interviews through Zoom, limited contact interviews, or even second and third interviews that all involved on Skype, virtual recording sites, whatever the case may be, right? And it made me think, is this where we're headed? Because it seems like that's going to be the case. I had associates that were talking about having to homeschool their kids, and they're only offering online programs for high school students and college students. They're trying to limit as much contact as possible. Colleges are still trying to make money, and their other options to move to is now moving online. Everything is virtual. It's a good thing if you're really busy, you have a busy schedule. And there's nothing wrong with always liking to be home, right? But the issue is being too comfortable always being home. So many things goes on around us that the more people are heavily involved on the media, when it comes down to junkies, junk news, right? And the matter of fact is that a lot of people are too comfortable. I made many videos about this. If you're really comfortable on social media, then you really have no problem on social disconnections. Then you really haven't realized how valuable life is. Just like people that doesn't know their neighbors. When you don't know your neighbors, a perfect example is people will snitch on you. They won't know who you are. You could lost your keys and you're trying to get in your home, and people suspect that you're breaking into someone's apartment when it's actually your apartment. They may complain about a leak, but they won't come to you and knock on your door. People won't greet you saying, hey, you're the new neighbor that just moved in. People are not doing that anymore. People are not doing that. You know why? Because they're comfortable and they don't care. A lot of people weren't taught a lot of social skills, class, how to approach people, greet people, say, hey, what's up? And we're headed to a really disturbing direction. The images are really cool. Virtual reality, I have no problem with. But what I mean by the virtual reality is that a lot of things are going to be done virtual or virtually. Schools is already headed this direction. Jobs is already heading this direction. Now there's podcasts. Now there's events. There's concerts that are moving this direction in order to keep up with their money, their revenue, their income. And it's just sad. The coronavirus did like a hot mess. Some guys may say this is a blessing. They may think many women are waking up. Some people may think it's the other way around. But the coronavirus definitely has damaged a lot of people's lives. That's one thing you cannot take away. Whether they want to control us or not, mind control us, control our thoughts, how we think, how we move, to just give up everything that we know of in this world, just so at the hands of the elites, the governments, the worldwide governments, they can take control over us. The way we think, taking direction, which way to go. A lot of people are very lost. If you think it's okay for this to be our future, something's wrong with you. People don't realize how damaging it is, and this is why I feel bad for the next generations. I am not going to teach my kids for this to be the norm. I'm going to always teach them that social connections and socializing with others is a big factor of life. Because if you don't have any social skills, you don't have actual human connections like that, right? You're going to heavily always depend on your smartphone and technology to do the talking for you. A lot of people are so used to hiding behind the screen, but in real life now, they're so scared of meeting up with one another. They don't feel like it. They don't want to come out their comfort zone. That is very, very, very scary. Not scary where I'm scared and stuff. It's depressing that 30 years from now, that can be normal. If you approach a stranger in the future, instead of them greeting you back, it might be, what does this person want from me? That is weird. They're a creep. It could be for anything. A lot of people now doesn't even want to be bothered like that. And I thought, being from the city, I knew for a fact small towns and people that doesn't really live around the Big Apple, big cities, right? I thought in most cases they would be nice, greet you. In most cases, yeah, they do. But the majority in the United States today are spending most of their time on their smartphones. Now, I mainly use the smartphones and technologies that I have just to record videos, audio videos, to intrigue you guys and let you know what's up and put my final word and thoughts on what I think on these topics. And it intrigues me how the future is going. Yeah, of course, technology has been a blessing, but it's what you're using it for and what you do with it. The companies don't care. They know that a lot of people are addicted to their smartphones. That's why they're coming out with all these dating apps, these apps that to hook people on, to get them attached. They're valuing their smartphones more than God. They're valuing their smartphones more than their life. They're valuing their smartphones more than their partner, more than their family, more than anything. And the worst part is, when you bring this up to other people on how it was back then in the 1940s and the 50s, it may have been a crazy time, but at least people were more together. People were more at peace. People were more social. Now we're more a social disconnection, and the coronavirus had made it a lot worse, and people are making it even worse. They're making COVID-19 more than what it should be. People could still go on interviews and just wear a face mask if it's not that big of a deal. But a lot of companies are now being influenced by other companies, and schools are being influenced by other schools. Organizations are being influenced by other organizations or chat groups to now think that, hey, let's just do everything virtual. Virtual meeting, virtual lunch, virtual concerts, virtual everything. Virtual reality makes you feel like it's real. But once everything turns off, the plug is pulled off the wall, what do you have? Nothing. Nothing. That's like having an online relationship. You may love the person, but in reality, you're not feeling them, you're not kissing them, you're not having sex with them, you're not making babies, you're not doing anything. That's it. Nothing. It's empty. It's like an empty commitment. You're not gaining anything from it. What are you gaining? What are you gaining? If you're making the technology that we have now, taking it to your advantage to move to the next level in life, that's fine. You're trying to make a career out of it, that's fine. Social media has damaged a lot of people that most that don't know that they're lost, they think that this is normal. It's normal to not talk to your neighbors. It's normal to not connect with one another in reality. It's normal. It's normal. So if I have a problem with somebody, I'll go on social media to complain about it instead of confronting the person. Because if you confront them, they may act hostile because they don't know how to communicate. And since they don't know how to communicate, they're not going to process things the same way you would. And that's a big issue. The more people are distant, and these 6-foot distancing, right, is making more people not trust one another and be more paranoid and be more to themselves. This is going to rewrite how a lot of people think, even if we get out of this pandemic and somehow 10 years or 5 years down the line, who knows how long this is going to take until we're living in a new normal. By that time we get out, technology is going to be advanced. People are going to be too comfortable now. Like, hey, the COVID-19 is done, but we're still going to do these virtual stuff. We're still going to do these virtual meetups. Everything, a lot of things is going to be virtual. And then in the future, 100 years from now, probably when I'm not here anymore, I guarantee that's what's going to happen. The new norm. The new normal. 2040, 2050, 2060. I'm only 27 right now. I'm just being honest with you guys. I'm about a few years away from being 30. Once I hit my 50s and my 60s, you guys that reach around that age or who are a bit younger than me, you're going to see it. We're headed this direction. It's not happening at a fast speed, but slowly but surely it will happen. There's nothing wrong with colleges and schools taking things online. But the fact that that's the case, right? More people are going to be more to themselves and be more paranoid, and they are not going to know what it means to be traditional. Traditionalism is going to be thrown out the window. More people are not going to really be educated or talk about social disconnections, anti-social distancing. There's a reason why a lot of those anti-maskers are protesting, are going against wearing face masks. Some are feeling that they're being caged like a dog. And it feels like that's the case because we're now limited to places that we can't even travel to. So for some people who has families overseas, right, now you have to virtually depend on the media to talk to them. Some people may have families, wives overseas, etc. And you know what? Coronavirus or COVID-19 ruined it for everyone. So some people who think this is a blessing, in some ways it is, but this is a huge curse. This is a problem. The coronavirus is not a blessing. It may have done good, but more bad has been done than good because of this. A lot of people lost their jobs. More people are homeless. More people are now being COVID-19 positive more than ever. There's over 100,000 cases, still increasing, right? The media is feeding us fear. So now people are going to take in that fear and think, oh, this is serious. Some young people doesn't give a crap. I understand that. But a lot of the people who thinks that this is fake, who knows the things this is all bullcrap, I agree with you. I can understand where you're coming from, but I'm not going to take my chances about the virus. I'm just going to say everything with the agenda that they're pulling is bullcrap. It's stupid. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. They could have just kept it simple and we just wear face masks and that's it. Keep it clean and simple, like Asia has always been doing. What do you think Japan has always been doing? Every time when someone's sick, they would wear a face mask in public to prevent their sickness from spreading to others. That's all we have to do. Not 6 foot distancing, virtual concerts, virtual this, virtual that. But the reason why they're doing that is because they know there's going to be idiots or people who's going to act up and go crazy, start a show, just because they do not want to wear a face mask. There was people who were killed for just telling other people to put on a face mask. So you have to understand, all these things are happening for a reason. So people are going to have a reason to push virtual reality to become our new reality. When in reality, more people are empty, feeling hopeless, and feeling alone. Because they may say that they're happy with how things are going, but in reality, a lot of people is not. I could just see it. I could see it. I value family. There's nothing wrong with valuing family. There's nothing wrong with valuing a relationship, connections. There's nothing wrong with that. Back then, it was not really a big deal. But now, I don't know what else to even say anymore. Because I already know my videos is not going to get much views. I'm okay with that. But for those of you who cares to listen, spread the word and let other people know about this. If you have close family, relatives, or strangers that's not going to really care to listen to you, they might listen. This is not good. Virtual reality, oh, it's so cool. Movies, sci-fi movies, makes it look all that, and that's what they do. That's how they mind control a lot of people. They make it seem like the grass is greener on the other side. They make it seem like it's better than what it is. And once you have a taste of it and you're actually living in it and you know how addicted it is, you don't want to get out of it. This is what I mean by virtual reality. You don't want to get out of the delusional bubble. And once you know that when you get out, then you have no choice but to co-op or get by. But it's going to be extremely hard to, because a lot of people are not doing it. So now you're going to be like, I'm just going to go where everyone's going just so I could survive. Just so I could fit in. Just so I could be known. Just so I could get attention. People are doing all these things. Now approaching a stranger is not normal to some people. Not even some people, a lot of people. And the next generation to come, after Generation Z, oh boy. You're growing up in technology and in virtual realities and VRs was to take place in 2040, 2050. You're going to be seeing a lot of strange people. It's scary. Imagine walking in public and people has headsets on. That's how scary it could get. It'll look like Zombieland, but with tech. This is Welcome Uphill here, guys. Let me know what you think.